Model interpretation. What is model interpretation? Model interpretation means providing reason and the logic behind in order to enable the accountability and transparency on a model. There are many types of model interpretations, which include during exploratory data analysis (EDA), in which we apply principal component analysis (PCA) or T-distributed stochastic neighbor embeddings to understand about the features. These two were applied earlier in our text classifier. After building the model, we use various metrics to measure classification and regression model. Accuracy, precision, and recall used in classification, while mean squared error (MSE) is used in regression. This kind of metric helps us in understanding the model performance. Besides performance, static feature summary, such as feature importance, can be retrieved from the model. However, it only exists in those decision tree based algorithms such as random forest and XGBoost classifiers. While evaluating the model, we want to know why we predict it wrongly. We can leverage the library to explain it so that we can fix it. Before explaining about the model, we can first understand the criterion on which model interpretation depends. The first one is the interpretability. There are two types of interpretabilities. The first one is intrinsic, in which we do not need to train another model to explain the target. For example, it is using decision tree or linear model. And then we have the post hoc model, which belongs to the black box model, which we need to use another model to interpret it. We will focus on this area in the following part. We then have the approach for model interpretation. The first one is model specific. Some tools are limited to specific models such as linear model and neural network model. And then we have the model agnostic, which when compared to model specific, it's different because it these include some tools that are able to explain any model by building a write-up box model. The third criterion is the level, in which we have the global and local levels. The global level explains the overall model, such as feature weight. This one gives you an in general model behavior. Local criterion explains the specific prediction result for a particular model. Why do we need to explain the model? As mentioned before, we should explain the model in most scenarios because accountability. Models should have an accountability to provide a correct and a relative answer to the consumer. As a model author, we should validate model features to guarantee it helps on making a correct decision, but not including as much features as we can, hence keeping it simple. Transparency. Machine learning is not about black box, and we should provide the model transparency to customers and the management so that they know why you are doing the model interpretation. Just like open source, people are willing to use open source much more as they know what you are doing. Trustability. Trustability is one of the most important and key reasons for explaining the model. It is the basic requirement if consumer wants to use the classification or the prediction results. Most of the times, use the use of it has in some domain knowledge, such as a trader needing to understand why we provide the decision for buy or selling a particular stock. Let us now see the application of model interpretation to our text classifier. We now have the model interpretation for our text classifier. At this point, we have selected SVM as the preferred model to perform the predictions. We will now study its behavior by analyzing misclassified articles. Hopefully, this will give us some insights on the way the model is working. We import the necessary libraries and packages and load whatever is needed. That is the latest news classifier, which is the data set which we will be uploading. And then we have category codes and the category names. Let's get on with the prediction test on the test set. We create the test set data frames with the actual and the predicted categories. We see 5 articles here. The first one is the context of the first one is that Ireland calls upon uncapped Campbell. This this category is sports, and the category predicted is also sports. The next article we have is Gurkhas to help tsunami victims. This category is politics, but the predicted category is business. Now we see that there is a mismatch between the actual category and the predicted category. Let's get the misclassified articles. We have 3 misclassified articles here. The one we saw earlier, Gurkhas to help tsunami victims, where the category was politics, but the predicted category was business. Next, we have Half-Life 2 sweeps BAFTA awards. This belongs to the technological category, but the predicted category is entertainment. We then have junk emails on relentless rise, which belongs to the category of technology, but the category predicted is business. Because some of the keywords such as arise, fall, etc. is often used in business terminology, and hence the predicted category is business. We have we perform we apply a function to make the process faster in the 3 misclassified files. We see that the actual category is politics, but the predicted category is technology, and the text is is that the assembly ballot papers are missing. In the second case, we have the text that Holmes treated with further honor, which belongs to the actual category of sports, but the predicted category is entertainment. The third case, we have MPs issued with BlackBerry threat. Now, since the MPs are involved, the actual category is politics. But having a notice of the word BlackBerry, BlackBerry takes precedence over MPs by the machine, and it's wrongly predicted that it belongs to the technological category.